As you might have reckoned by now, I'm a nerd when it comes to consuming personal development content. I love reading stuff about how to make improvement, how to be more productive, and how to just generally live a better life. As I'm constantly doing reflection, today I want to share 5 things about personal development I wish I knew when I was 20. Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Venus and I'm a student music therapist in Sydney. I have been a CPA for 5 years before ditching my corporate job last year to pursue a career in music therapy. If you are interested in my story or joining my journey, feel free to follow me on Instagram. The DM's always open. Now, today's topic might be highly relevant to you if you are someone going through the quarter-life crisis, meaning that you are always exhausted or lost in life and don't know what to do about it, or you are someone who feels the need to improve but don't know where to start, or someone who's always unsatisfied in life. Now, as I'm halfway through my 20s, I look back and see many mistakes I made in the past and also many decisions I made too late. So I'm listing out the 5 main lessons I learned about personal growth, and I hope they inspire you in your personal development journey as well. In high school, I started testing different note-taking and time management methods, although not very intentionally. I decided to study abroad when I was 17, and it was really the first time I needed to be independent. There was no one I could rely on. I needed to do everything by myself. It was when I reckoned I lacked many life skills or even common sense. I was very confused. I vividly remembered reading this book called Adulting: How to Become a Grown-Up in 468 Easy-ish Steps, hoping to gain more insights and be more independent. Growing up is just so hard. One thing I have observed is that some people grow older, but not wiser. They mature physically, but not psychologically. And I've reached this conclusion. If there is one thing that qualifies you as an adult, it would be the fact that you are willing to take full responsibility of your life. But wait, what does that even mean? It means that 1, you have goals in life. You recognize there are many things to pursue in life, and there are some worthwhile goals that are aligned with your values. You may or may not have figured out how to get there yet, but you are willing to try. 2, you are saying, screw it, I'm just gonna do it anyway. Some goals are against the social norm. You might be a creative being stuck in a corporate job, or you might be a math genius being told to study medicine. Whatever it is, if you are in a situation where what you want in life isn't what the society tells you to do, then congratulations, this is the first step to own your life. And 3, you are not blaming the society, the environment, or your parents for making who you are today, but knowing you have 100% control in life. You can change and you own it. I'm saying this because I'm a corporate escapee. I kind of knew it wasn't for me before I even graduated. I just couldn't foresee myself sitting in the cubicle and punching figures all day long for the rest of my life. The 5 years after graduation had been miserable. I questioned and challenged myself nearly on a daily basis about my decision, my career, and my future plan, and what's the meaning of life basically. And now, I'm in a good position. I'm in my last year studying the Master of Music Therapy, I'm teaching piano and handpan, and I'm creating content, everything that's so much different from accounting. And I can tell you from my experience that it takes so much courage to change your mindset and to take up that responsibility to make pivotal changes. It is difficult. No wonder not many people do it. It's so much easier to blame the weather, to blame the government, the society, and the neighbors or the kids. Why do people use phrases like, well, I don't have a choice, or it is what it is all the time? It is easier to avoid responsibility. After all, having to face your inner voices, your deepest desires, and the gap between where you are at now and where you want to be is difficult. And that's why we have this awkward period called the quarter-life crisis. We finished proper education and we are being thrown into the real world. We thought we were young and we had choices. And then soon after all, we became very confused. We were paralyzed by this thing called life. And it was kind of a point where people either thrive or sink. So here's my 5 pieces of advice for you if you're going through similar situations. Happiness is a journey, not the end goal. There was a period in my life when I was constantly feeling unsatisfied. So I thought to myself, once I quit my corporate job, once I figured out what I wanted to do in my life, and once I started making music, I would be happy. And I was wrong. I quickly recognized it was just an endless chase of happiness, thinking acquiring more money, more status and possessions would make life complete. Happiness lies in the journey itself. It is along the journey of going after a worthwhile goal, understanding that you will be stronger as you face obstacles and challenges. It is knowing that you are providing values to the world. Landing yourself your dream job isn't gonna make you very happy for a long period of time. So is buying your dream car and climbing the corporate ladder, etc. If you would now pause for a second and imagine all the desires that you have came true, how would you feel? Delighted? Pleased? Excited? Maybe. But for how long? It hit me hard when I realized that getting a music therapy license wasn't gonna make me very satisfied in the long term. In fact, it might be only the bare minimum of what I wanted to do in my life. At that point, I realized that change was on the way. It was always a mindset problem. To fully experience joy, satisfaction, happiness, and fulfillment in life, gratitude is key. It is about being aware of things in life, acknowledging them, and being contented with your current environment, status, and the things that you own. It might not be where you want to be yet, but the mindset is to appreciate it. And more importantly, measure the gain, not the gap. If you constantly compare where you are now against where you want to be, you will never be satisfied. You will think that what you have done is never enough, and that traps you in a constant dissatisfaction. Instead, you want to look back and see how far you have come. You will be surprised by how many milestones you have achieved. From there, you develop a sense of achievement and confidence which push you forward. And in this journey of pursuing a worthwhile goal, you are happy, motivated, and contented. Build a second brain. One rule for personal growth: be a lifelong learner. The best part of life isn't just about learning, but also unlearning about everything that you thought you knew. The world is so big, but we only have that much time to take everything in. That's why we want to be selective when it comes to what kind of information to take in or who to hang out with, etc. Basically, how to spend our time wisely and efficiently in order to build a comprehensive worldview as soon as possible. Expanding your knowledge is like building a forest. In order to extend the branches faster and link scattered ideas in one system, we all should have a place to store, record, and curate everything. Unsurprisingly, Notion has been the app I'm using to build my second brain. What is a second brain? It is a place to store information you come across. Your brain is supposed to think, analyze, and strategize, not to remember things. You can watch Tiago Forte's video linked in the description box below, since he has a whole course about building a second brain. As I began to take notes more frequently and seriously, I started to regret not doing this earlier. It would be interesting to see how I evolved as I experienced different things in life. It would also be beneficial to grasp the ideas as you write notes in your own words. This is something I wish I started doing earlier. Learn in public and show your work. There are two things that limit one's potential: professionalism and ego. For a long time, social media has been the place where you only show your best life. Remember that felt cute might delete later caption on Instagram before. We want compliments, likes, and attention all the time. If the selfies didn't look good, if the meal that I made wasn't fancy enough, or if the weekends that I spent wasn't fun, why would I bother even posting online? And then we started comparing other people's best lives to our own realities. I have fallen into this trap many times. As a lifelong learner, I'm constantly trying new things. Practicing a new piece of music, I would never post it online until I think it's up to my standard, which never happened because you're bound to be nervous when you're filming. Are you taking up a new hobby? You have no idea how much courage it took me to post my first ever latte art attempt online. When you learn in private, there is only so far you can go. You might be consuming content all the time, learning all the tips and hacks and watching more tutorials, but you never take action. You might even compare the expert standard against your current stage. And now, this is the quickest way to kill your dream and enthusiasm. Our ego is another thing. Why would we want to learn in public? It's embarrassing. My followers really know how to play the guitar, so why would I post my daily practice online? Well, in case you haven't noticed, all the experts out there have once been beginners, like you. They have made all the mistakes before they reach that level. And this is the magic of learning in public and showing your work. People might come ask for your advice or give you some. By posting your work online, you are essentially inviting your friends and audience to take a front row seat in your journey. They are your best cheerleaders. You are building a community and accountability. So, leverage the power of the internet and accept the fact that your first 100 attempts are gonna suck anyway, so you might just as well get through them quickly. And you should cringe when you look back at your early work later on. It means growth and improvement. And it is a muscle to train and strengthen. And this is the fastest way to learn, improve, and grow. Don't be afraid to hit post. The fourth piece of advice is to invest time like you would invest your money. When you were young, you thought you were invincible. You thought you had the upper hand because you had all the time in the world. But before you knew it, you realized that you have wasted too much time. Your 20s is the best period to learn, explore, try new things, and take more risks. Now, as I'm more than halfway through my 20s, there are two key concepts that I learned regarding time. 1. Delayed gratification. We crave for instant feedbacks, results, and pleasures. The fastest food delivery or internet speed, the best productivity hack, or the fastest way to lose 30 pounds. The problem about instant gratification is that it isn't always sustainable and it does more harm in the long term. Imagine someone who gives into temptation and opts for convenience in life, ready meals, taxi, and other shortcuts, and someone who continuously chooses health over convenience, home cooking, more walking, etc. It might not seem very different in the short term, but the key here is consistency. What you choose over and over again becomes your behaviors, routines, and habits. It becomes your reality, and it makes all the differences. I wish I knew about this investment concept earlier. Similar to planting a tree, you won't just throw a seed into the soil today, water it, and check tomorrow to see if it's grown to a tree yet, right? We know the best things in life often require persistence, patience, and resilience. As the old Chinese proverb saying goes, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. Invest your time in maintaining your physical and mental health. Train up your muscles, your brain included, and you will be thankful in 10 years' time. You won't go to the gym for an hour today and check if you've got 6 packs. The process might be dull and painful, but this is the magic of delayed gratification. Investing time in personal development, whether it be training, learning essential soft skills, or strengthening relationships, will make you a better, stronger, and more energetic person. The second concept about time is compound effect. What you invest today will generate you more earnings in the long term. What seems small today will eventually roll into big rewards. Invest 2 minutes of your day to do some push-ups. Invest 10 minutes to read a book or listen to some podcasts. Invest an hour per week to organize your meals. All these baby steps are going to make a huge difference. Your mindset will change. Your health, your finance, your relationships will change. Your choices and behaviors matter. And the last piece of advice, hell yes or no. As Derek Sivers suggested in the book Hell Yeah or No, it is important to set boundaries. If the things don't really excite you, just reject them. Never settle for less. It might be very tempting in the beginning to say yes to everything, but soon enough, your energy and attention will spread thin. And you don't exist to please everyone. Life is too short to do so. If you haven't found out what you truly care or want to do, ask yourself this question. What would you be doing if money wasn't a concern? Find a couple of things that you care about and map out the ways to do them more. Life's supposed to be fun and full of surprises. I wish I applied this concept earlier in my life. If you skip through the whole video and reach this point, just remember, start investing in yourself now. Be more self-aware, train up your muscles, and take more baby steps. Your future self will be very grateful. If you've enjoyed this video, please also check out my personal development playlist here called Go After the Life You Want, where I cover various topics like productivity, self-care, mental health, and more. Consider subscribing for more music and personal development content. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.